Welcome back to the Get That Skate podcast. I'm Jack Meyn. I've got co-host with me tonight, Mr. Harry Clark. Welcome back.
G'day.
Special guest, Jeb Brown.
Hello.
What's happening, Jack? And we've just decided to jump on and have a chat because why not? It's been a while. We're not organised.
It's been way too fucking long, man.
Yeah, just thought we'd jump on and tell some stories. But before we rip into some stories, I got some things in mind I want to talk about. But how have we been, boys?
Good, man. Good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, has.
Could have been better, but not so bad.
So I'm just going to jump straight out. I had COVID. Struck me down. Woke up. Dude, I woke up at 4:20 a.m. on the dot.
Couldn't write it.
Too uncontrollable shivering, but when I looked at the time, I was like, hell yeah, it's 4:20. I got struck down a couple of weeks back and it sucked, but I wasn't too fussed about it because I just wanted to get it out of the way, you know what I mean? And not have it happen when an important event's going to be on.
Fuck, that would suck, eh?
Would suck.
That would suck so hard.
So you said you could have been better. Why? What happened? What's been happening?
Dude, man, I just had a fucking rough start to this year, to be honest.
Yep.
But most recently, copped the vid on a very inconvenient weekend. Missed Yarra, but man, fuck, it is what it is.
Didn't bring some leathers.
Yeah, we didn't get our suits. Yeah, didn't get you a suit. Sorry about that, Jeb, but whatever.
So Jeb and I were at Yarra, and I was a lot of people were talking about the lack of your presence that was at the event. Just
it would have been awful for you guys.
It sucked.
Yeah,
we were hearing your name.
Got through.
We were hearing your name a lot.
Yeah, no
by
doubt.
The mighty Max Heaton. Every time your name where you were supposed to be in a heat, he'd just let everyone. He'd remind them for the 60th time that you did have COVID.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got to get his wins when he can, man. He's had a tough run of it this year as well.
Yeah, he was at the top.
Fucking depressing being him.
He was at the top of the hill with a boot on his shoe.
Yeah,
I think he paid like $800.
Yeah, because I was wondering why wasn't he taking any runs?
Yeah, well, I asked him. I said, "Come do a run with me, bro," and he's like, "Bro,
he's scared."
Yeah, he's scared.
Yeah.
But just like, what was it like sitting at home while the event was on as someone who, probably would have been really up there in that race if all things went well?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm no stranger to fucking looking at some spreadsheets, Like, we haven't had races in Australia for, like, the past 2 years.
Yep.
So, I mean, I've been watching spreadsheets from the Euro events, been watching spreadsheets from the American events.
It's crazy that the spreadsheet can get downhill skaters excited.
Bro,
like reading names on a screen.
I love the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
When the little box highlights up and I can see who's...
And you can see Max about to type in the next name. Yeah, love
that. Yeah, you can see all the other fucking, animals on the Google form start joining in. But I was there. I think I spoke to literally every single racer at that event. I was like, "Oi, like, how you going? How you feeling? And what's going on? Like, how you feeling about your heats? What's your strategy?"
Yeah,
just trying to soak up as much as I could.
Yeah, my strategy was just to go easy on everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I told the boy, I told like Jaden and Dom, they actually want to jump on. They won't, but they want to jump on and do a podcast just about Yarra, which would be amazing if they did. But yeah, I told them boys, I said,
that'd be sick.
First big race, boys, go easy on all the big fellas, you know what I mean? And that's how people like Shaz and Mitch did so well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sitting at home and you were talking to a lot of the skaters, and how do you think you would have went if you were at that event?
Oh, dude, it's so hard to say, man. Like, from the vibes that I got off everybody, it was a lot more about strategy, especially because they pulled the start line up.
Yeah.
Like, if you know Yarra, there's not a lot of, braking involved in the whole hill. It's more just straight go for it. It's a lot more about your drafting and your positioning on the track, how you negotiate corners. Like, if you poke your elbow out, if you break knee, you're going to lose time.
Yes.
So it's really more technical than and more stressful mentally than it is demanding physically.
Yeah.
So it really is just depends who you're racing against. It's knowing your competition.
That's it.
And that sort of thing. So I think it really been really interesting, and I really wish I was there just for the practice. Just to sharpen the equipment again. But fuck, man.
Well, dude, as much as we all wanted you there, I've got to say, Jeb, it was a ripper of a weekend, don't you think?
Yeah, man, the pub was my highlight.
Yeah, nice.
Just catching up with everyone, I haven't seen the whole crew together.
Yeah, man, having the whole family in one room.
That was the best thing about it, man.
And you look around and it's just
float around. Oh, dude, I haven't seen you in 2 years.
2 years, man. Years.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Because so for people that are watching, if you're not sure, the last Yarra Rangers Downhill Festival held by Julian. Shout out to Julian for putting on such a sick event and all the helpers. But the last big event that we had in Australia was Yarra Ranges last time, and when we were at the event, there's really bad reception in the town. When we were at the event, I think it was the final night, we all ended up at the pub for, you know, dinner and drinks, and then we all start getting reception, and we're reading articles and news things.
Yeah,
and
it was like it
family,
was cracking down.
It was like you have 24 hours to get home. I'm pretty sure that was the exact night. And,
Bro. And we were racing back to Queensland.
Yeah, dude, I boosted it back to Townsville. Like,
so I think you had 24 hours to cross the border of the state you live in.
Yeah.
But like, what would happen if you didn't? Like, I don't know.
Don't know. Wasn't
Pardon
there
me,
to
I
find
got
out.
the effects of long COVID. But hope anyone else that's in this. We've got an audience behind the camera, by the way. Like six rows of like grandstands. Hey everyone.
I think you see Shaz back there.
I hope I don't give them long COVID or whatever. But yeah, like you were saying, Jeb, 2 years. I've seen people here and there, but to have the whole family together, man, and the best thing about the event as well, apart from every second person, actually every person and their dog wearing Get That, it was meeting a lot of new people. There are a lot of new people at the event.
everyone's been through like their battles too. Like
Speaking
COVID's
to the
been
mic,
rough
mate.
for everyone.
Yeah, COVID's been rough.
You hear some pretty crazy stuff, eh?
Lots of newcomers as well. Like it was good for me to meet some familiar names like Aidan McCorry was there. He does that Born Keen Media. He's getting out a lot. Yeah, that was his first big event. Jeremy Stokes from Tasmania, he was there. Dude, I could just keep saying names, but yeah, there was a lot of people who I'd known, know their names, know them through Get That, and seeing them getting out there and skating it. But yeah, being together at the event was just such a sick time. So yeah, that was that's what we've been up to. Both had COVID. You haven't had COVID yet?
Nah, surprisingly.
And for the people who might not know, you're originally from Townsville.
Yeah, and living in Canberra at the moment.
Living in Canberra, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to skate whenever I can.
Yeah, and if you're watching, check out the Get That Skate Instagram, because there's a guy wearing the high-vis shirts. These high-vis shirts, probably still some available on the website, but Jeb actually picked one up before they made it to the website. Went out and made the sickest video with his 360 camera.
Video. That video is so
video
good.
You got to go and check it out. But it starts off, Jeb's at work, like he's a concreter, he's at work. And for people who don't know, the tradie shirts are the shirts, these like high visibility, they're like
DJs wear, I think.
Yeah, UPF 50 plus for being out in the sun. It's what the tradesmen, so people, carpenters, plumbers, this is what you'd wear in Australia. And it was just like such a good idea being a brand from Australia to do them. But like I was saying, Jeb come to pick one up before they went online, went out and made the sickest video the next week.
It's so good.
Put it up, and he has the audacity. He messages me, he goes, "Bro, I hope you don't do you care that I put up a video skating in it?" I'm like, bro, that's the sickest. I can't make a video that sick. You know what I mean? So shout out for doing that.
For someone who's an actual tradie, it was sick to see, man. That
it's
was
good to see you ripping and Get That as well.
It's cool, man. You're at work and then people are like, oh, what's that on your shirt? Like,
yeah,
get that, dude. Like, suss out, Get That skate.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, cool.
Dude, and speaking of the tradie shirts, man, got me so psyched. We were talking about last night.
We've been talking about this.
Hey, shout out to the man, one of my favorite. Bro, one of the top North American skaters, man. This guy goes hard in the paint. Shout out to Frenchie, man.
Yeah, Frenchie.
Filming it. He's out with, we've seen on, the internet.
Spud.
We saw in our little phone screens last night. He's out with Spud filming Madrid part, and he was rocking the Get That tradie shirt. And the reason why I explain what the tradie shirt is so... Because he's wearing it thinking, it's an orange shirt, it's bright. I'll be like the significance of the...
He doesn't know. The
Australian tradie shirt. Like every hard yakka, working bloke or woman, right? That's what they wear.
Man, it works so well for me. 'Cause I finish work and I don't go home. I go for a quick skate somewhere.
Yeah.
And because I skate solo, I'm in high vis and more visible to cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and then
another
straight
good
home, buzz, done, easy.
Hell yeah.
Don't even need to change, mate.
Yeah, it's just like, and you get a little pocket. So, if you're one of those, vape dragons, keep it in there. Keep all your important stuff, your pen and your paper if you're a lawyer wearing a tradie shirt for some reason. And shout out to you for making that video. It was sick.
Good man.
But that's what we've been doing. That's what's been happening. And we had no plan for the podcast tonight. I woke up to rain thinking there's no way I'm going to do anything fun today. And then all of a sudden there's...
Yeah, we've got a whole audience full of skaters.
Whole audience is here. The boys are here. You're on. This is your first time on the podcast, Jeb?
Yeah.
Sweet. So I thought when we were out at dinner, let's just have a chat telling some stories. And I know that we all were lucky enough to go to Europe in 2018.
Seems like so long ago, man.
Bro, it seems
It's
but then you
pretty
realize
long
it's
ago.
2022. Europe was 4 whole
Yeah.
years ago.
It's a while.
Crazy.
And like, look at what's happened since then.
Did you even think that COVID was going to be a thing?
No.
Or-
Obviously not, bro. Of course not. Never
Imagine someone telling us saying, hey, you might not be able to come back here to these events because there's this big thing.
Yeah, tell them fuck off. No way.
Yeah.
Not a chance, mate.
That was my first time in Europe. You'd been plenty of times
Yeah, I
before.
was lucky enough. I've been a couple times before.
Yeah,
and that was
and
your
That
first
was
time.
my first
Was that your
time.
first time overseas as
That
well?
was my first time on an aeroplane.
Really?
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
How
that?
old were you when we went to Europe?
17. Yeah.
Dude, imagine, like, I'm
No,
old,
can't,
man.
dude, I
But
can't.
imagine being, well, you can imagine being 17 and getting on the plane to go skate. Like,
Never been on an aeroplane.
But the first time I was,
Yeah,
first
first-
time I got on an airplane, I was 3 months old.
yeah.
Like I've been blessed with that travel since then. Like, and for you, man, I can't even imagine like what a culture shock it would have been.
I was scared.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about it.
I just felt intimidated being on an airplane. I'd
Yeah.
watched like too much air crash investigation.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck, I hope we land this plane, eh?
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
sweet, all good.
And then like not only because in the 2018 tour, the first event that was scheduled for that tour was Romania. So it's not even like you're going from Australia to somewhere where it's a little bit more similar. You go to Germany, you go to like Western Europe. You were going to Eastern Europe straight off the bat.
Straight
right?
up.
Well, we had that. It was like a 20-hour layover in Bangkok.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
On the
What's
way.
the capital of Thailand? Bangkok.
No, not falling for that
That
one.
was
mate.
insane. And I just
Yeah, so
to
true.
stay in the airport for 20 hours.
Yeah, nah, that's not
No
what
good,
happened.
bro.
Dude, when I flew to Europe that same year, I did a whole university exam at Dubai airport.
What?
Yeah, just the things you do to make things happen.
What?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, crazy.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It was like a 24-hour window you could do this exam. It took like 4 hours, and I was like at Dubai airport. I wasn't gonna go later or miss out, man. You got if for people that are watching, if you're at university or you're doing some sort of extracurricular, you're trying to get somewhere and you're doing something special, just fit the skating in. It's gonna be tricky, but it's so worth it. But yeah,
I'll
back
take
to
your
you,
word for
Jeb. You were 17, first time on an airplane. You're going on a big trip. I think
With a crew.
Yeah, with a solid
Huge
crew.
I
crew.
was very stoked.
Yeah.
I was very stoked.
So like Az was saying, people, it's hard to say, but like, you can go to your Paris, you can go to your London, you can go to your Germany, and it's kind of, that's more on the western side. But the further east you go,
Nothing really prepares you for Lupeni, Romania.
I think the first
Do you know what I
night
mean? Like,
Mm.
I spent in Europe was sleeping at the back of a servo in Hungary.
Servo's a petrol
driving
station, by the way.
for a petrol station. And then the first hill we skated the next day was Vulcan, open road, with like no
in
sleep.
the rain. It was raining.
It was. I think the road was dry when I
yeah,
skated it.
yeah. I mean, I heard that. So
oh,
imagine
were you
that.
not at Straja?
No,
Oh,
no,
was that
before
Straja?
Straja.
We skated.
Oh, you went to Vulcan, not,
before
oh,
the
okay.
event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't
So-
be saying that on here.
So, nah, they all
Yeah.
know. They were
Yeah.
there like, yeah, go for it, bro. No, the all downhill crew rocks up
Yeah.
to Romania a couple days early, and they rock up to Vulcan, and just drop a Vulcan lap, open road, first run in Europe.
What was that like?
Full jelly leg, air braking the whole way, still just going like uncomfortably fast.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
still going
His
100.
top speed there's like 120.
So I reckon I was full air braking, doing like at least 80.
Yeah.
Like
At
still
least, bro, yeah.
increasing
Probably
speed.
more, man.
Honestly,
From
probably
what
more.
I've
For
heard.
that
And
first
in
straight.
your lane too. That bit of the track's like,
And there's cars coming up.
yeah, it's a bit sketch. Pretty fun, but
And then how many days until the first event, which was Straja, am I right?
Yeah, Straja.
Yeah, I flew with Ian. I was there for like 9 days going to cities and stuff before Straja. So
Yeah,
I
you did
met,
a little bit
I
before
met up
that.
with you guys at Straja. What was it like when you first got to Straja, got your hotel room? Because like that's such a unique event in terms of everything around it as well as the skating. Like the gondola, the hotels where there's like 40 bloody hotels and you got friends in all of them.
And you just
It's
sort of
crazy.
pick which one you want as well.
Yeah.
There was no, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't super
Were you?
organised.
I think you were in. Well, think back to like when Max and them were there, walking into their hotel room and going to their room. This is Romania for you. Random as built into the wall fish tank.
Fish tank, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was in the picture.
Yeah, like what?
Oh,
I think there would be laws against that in Australia. Like, nah, can't do that by law.
Mate, the first day I rocked up there, like I rocked up in the middle of the night. Like
Yeah.
I drove with, like I met Alish and Emily Pross at a train station somewhere in Italy. Like I just got the bus there from Switzerland, got on some random train from Milan, and was standing outside of this random train station in Italy for like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
While there's this massive street protest going by. I'm running out of phone signal. I'm like, or phone data. I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. I'm gonna be stranded
Middle
here.
of nowhere.
Like I get picked up by Alish and we sleep on the side of the road, and then the next day we drive all the way to Vulcan, and we get there super late at night. And I've been talking to Mitty all day, like, yo, can I crash at your hotel? He's like, yeah, no worries. Like, we got a bed for you. Like, just let me know when you get here.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know where we're at. We rock up at like 12. I'm texting Mitty, which hotel are we in? 'Cause, like, you get to the top of Strada, man, and it's like it's like a ski resort, right?
Yeah.
So there's hotels galore, and I don't know which one he's in.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
So I just walk into a random hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm just like start banging on doors. It's like middle of the night. I'm like, Mitty! He's like banging on doors. Nothing.
You don't know
Nothing.
what MIDI translates to in Romania.
Not a clue.
mean
It could
anything.
mean anything.
Yeah.
And I go up and I just like start looking for clues and trying to like suss out. I don't even know if they're in this hotel.
Yeah.
And I go up and I end up just crashing in like, you know, like in the attic of
Yeah.
this hotel. Like
Didn't you set your hammock up?
No, that's after.
Oh, okay, yeah.
After I kicked, so like in the middle of the night, I go into like this like janitor's closet, and I pull out like some
So we've got
spare mattress.
back of fuel station, janitor's closet.
I'm sleeping
yeah.
in the janitor's closet at some random Romanian hotel just because like Pross and Alish had like this bed set up in
Yeah.
the back of their car, so I had nowhere to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm just like going through this random hotel. I go to the janitor's closet and I found like some pillows and like an old mattress, and I'm sleeping like full Harry Potter under the stairs and shit.
Yeah.
And I wake up in the morning to the cleaning lady. She's like, "Fucking get out of fucking fuck off." And so I like this is like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I end up pitching my hammock up on like a ski lift
Yeah.
and watching the sunrise, and then just waiting till I can hear some Australian voices,
Yeah.
and then running into the hotel and just like trying to find the boys. But yeah, man, like I just
Amazing.
yeah, it was
So that
so
was
mis-
you.
Yeah,
I
that was
heard
me.
about this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
waking
dude.
up in
You
the
heard
morning
about that crazy guy?
hearing
Yeah.
someone had gone into the attic and found a mattress or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Slept on.
That was me, man, because I didn't know which hotel you guys were in, and luckily I walked into the right hotel
Mm-mm.
and slept in the right hotel.
That's
These
amazing.
boys just didn't open the door for me.
So you heard about it?
Yeah.
Whose room were you staying in? What
I
hotel
was
were you
with
in?
like Patty, Gemma.
Yeah, that's it.
I think like Nickel and Jazz. I can't
Raina.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick
I can't
Rainer's
remember
up in the-
exactly.
Wait, was that the trip where Patty proposed to Gemma?
I'm not sure.
Couldn't tell you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But we were all like side
Just
by
actually
side.
don't know. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, we're getting
verandas
confirmation over
connected
here.
the
Yeah,
rooms,
yes, it
so,
was.
Like, we're all together pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a sick
That
joint.
dude. Oh, get me back to that event, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm really hoping they run
we
it
were
this
up
year.
the hill. Me, Zach, Ian, Jack, Dale, Julian. We're all up the hill.
Were
in
you in
another-
Adriana's? That's the one that they got kicked out of the year before.
Maybe.
It was the Australian
Oh,
ban on
dude,
it.
Jack ruined the Jack put holes in. I'm not even going to speak of it. It was a good time. We were safe. Everyone was having a good time.
I remember playing toss the bottle with him earlier that day.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've got clips of that, and I don't think he wants me to ever let them get out. It's bad. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But we're at Strada, right? You're in your hotel room. All the Aussies are together. There were so many Aussies that
There
year,
was
man.
so many Aussies that year, and they were so not stoked about it.
20, at
They
least
were
20.
so not stoked about it.
Mm,
But thoughts on Strada?
Best event.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
man.
cool.
That's the one event I actually really
Yeah,
really
that's the
want
number
to go back
one
to.
event
That's the
I
number
wanna
one
go
event,
back
I
to.
think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what did you prefer, Vulcan or Strada?
Strada.
Strada.
Strada
was
for
your favorite?
sure, for sure.
What about
And-
you?
And that's the thing. We did all that rain days.
Yeah.
We didn't even we got one dry day,
Yeah,
right?
one dry day.
And I
That's all
still think it was the
skated.
best event.
I think I preferred Vulcan
Really?
just because the pavement seemed better in the rain. Like in
That's
my
true.
opinion, it was
Yeah.
grippier.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's
really
true.
like
The Vulcan
green
pavement in the rain
skating,
was
so-
really good.
Yeah, I'm not
But-
skating in
Really
the
good.
rain, so
And I found Vulcan was more like you finished the run at the bottom and you could skate all the way to the gondola and you're straight back up.
Yeah,
you're
that's
instantly
true.
at the
where
top
you
of the
didn't
hill.
like that you had to walk
You had
100
to
meters.
walk a little bit at Straja.
Man.
It was a little more than
I'm
100
lazy.
meters,
Yeah.
dude. It was a little more than 100 meters.
So
That was a bit shit.
the reason why I wanted to talk about Romania and everything is because when you boys come out tonight, I'm thinking, what can we have a chat about on the podcast? I think back to, and shout out to him, one of the best people in the country, Linus Marsh. He made a 45-minute full-length
Yep.
skate video called The Endless Summer, right? And The Endless Summer had clips from all of Euro Tour, Australia, like so much
The whole
sick
thing.
stuff in
Yeah,
it.
it's one of the best full lengths.
Bro, if you
that's
haven't
out there.
watched it, something's wrong with you. But shout out to Linus Marsh. Go check it out. But there's clips in there of you boys skating somewhere in Romania, and I never got to go to it. And it's an open road. Do you remember the name of the spot?
No, dude. This
Doesn't
hadn't
exist.
have a name.
Didn't have a name. Did you
Yeah,
just find it?
So
Or had someone told you?
We need to credit the man. So in between, there was a week in between Straja and Vulcan.
Yep.
They went back to back like I think they were.
Nah, and
No, they were
that's
never
why I
were.
took
Never
off
were.
on a solo trip because there was that week
There was a week in
of
between,
nothing.
and the boys had been to Straja the year before, and they had
Yeah.
met one of the organizers. His name was Pavan.
Okay.
And Pavan was a member of the Devastation longboard crew, and is just that guy.
Yeah,
He's got the hookup.
Yeah.
And so Pavan had like a hostel.
Yeah.
that was so sick.
Yeah, right. So he had the beginning of a hostel, and he invited us all to stay there
Yeah.
while it was like before it was opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had this whole crew. We had 3 full cars, right? Of Aussie
Bread boxes.
we had the silver car, the bread box, and the black car.
Yeah.
And chock a block full of Aussies.
Yeah.
And Pavan took us to this place on the river. Is that on the Danube?
It was the border, was the river. I don't know.
So I'm not sure what the river's called, but I think it might be the Danube. It's one of the biggest rivers in Europe. So one side is Romania, the other side is Slovenia.
Yeah.
Slovenia or Slovakia?
Slovenia.
Wait, bro, this is the same thing when we're at K&K. The water is the border to Croatia.
Yeah. So it's
Similar
same
thing?
sort of deal.
Yeah.
And he has this beautiful property that he had together with a mate,
Yeah.
and he just took us here, and he's like, "Man, you chill here for a week in between events." And we
Yeah.
went water skiing.
Dude.
Out on the river. He took
Yeah.
us to some crazy caves where they'd carved someone's face out on the rock,
Yeah.
and you could walk inside and see all these old war ruins. You remember that shit that we did?
in the castle and stuff.
In the castle, he took us to Vlad the Impaler's castle, the Dracula's castle,
That's
and
hectic, man.
then he also took us to runs. He drove us to runs.
And it was, I feel like, I don't know exactly, but I think it was just like, oh, I think there's a hill here, you know, like, I'm not sure if there's actually
wasn't
a
sure.
hill. It was all dirt road.
Exactly.
Along dirt
You'd
road
be driving
for
along these fucking dirt
ages.
roads, and you're just like,
and
what
then
the fuck are we
was
doing here?
pristine, like, fresh, clean, nice pavement.
Perfect.
Mad run. Get to the top of the hill, and it's like little village, like nothing.
Yeah.
Like goes to nowhere, ends nowhere.
No
It's
driveways.
Middle
Quickly,
of nowhere.
like the thing I love about downhill skateboarding is the events that we go to are in the furthest corners of the world, man. So the fact that like
You'd never go here.
we are lucky enough to go to these places where the events are, the fact that you've got the special treatment for like a week to go to these, you know,
Yeah.
these roads that you were closing down, these little villages, these lakes, water
Yeah, I mean,
skiing.
he took us to his
No
house,
one
man.
we would know that doesn't skate would get to do this stuff
Yeah.
in those places.
Remember when he took us to his house?
He took us to his house, and
Yeah.
they had like wine that they had made.
Yep.
And then up on the hill that his house was on, there was like some
This
lookout
mad
castle,
old castle.
and he snuck us in.
Yeah,
and we
it
got
wasn't
caught,
open.
And then the local security guard, he sort of just told him like, oh yeah, these are some international skaters or whatever. Like,
He's like,
and they
wow,
let us
sick.
in, and they
Professionals.
were stoked, like,
Yeah, and then we got this
Professionals.
private tour of this old historical monument.
So
free.
what was the castle you went to again?
It's in Deva.
Yeah.
don't know
Oh, which
the
one?
name.
The Vladimir.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler, like the Dracula castle.
Yeah.
So it used to belong to
Because when I tell
Vlad the Impaler.
when I tell people, oh yeah, I was in Romania in like Transylvanian mountains, they're like, oh, like the Dracula. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
yep, I guess.
So we went to the castle, right? So he's got the big moat
Yeah.
across, like around it.
Was it
He's got
hectic?
It was
fucking
pretty
hectic.
Yeah.
There was like some dungeon rooms that had
Oh.
like dummies set up. The way
Yeah.
they would
Oh yeah.
torture
So they had the
people.
torture museum.
Torture museum.
Yeah. So there's a museum of
Crazy.
all the ways he used to torture people.
I need to hit that when I'm there.
Yeah, you do.
You wouldn't
man.
wanna
Yeah,
Don't get
start-
any ideas about
Transylvania downhill. You need to include that in like the rego, like a full guided tour of
it. Yeah, man. You get
the
to see like where they
castle.
used to put all the heads on spikes and
Wow.
crazy shit, man.
But let's get back to those
To those hills.
the hills
Yeah.
that are in the endless summer, and I'll try and insert some up here for people to
Yeah,
see.
you've
but
got such a good run.
you got to just go and watch the whole
I mean,
video.
Yeah.
I think you and Jevy have a better one.
Well,
I don't know if it's
we,
ever
we have a
been
good first quarter of
posted,
a run. No, I don't think it
but
has been
there's
posted.
a pretty rad crash.
But you and Jevy took a spill.
Well,
How did you end up from that? Because the clips look pretty. No damage.
Jevy
to-
was much. We were actually talking. I was talking to Jevy about this actually, like who led who into what,
Yeah.
and I was so adamant that he led me into the gutter.
Yeah. No.
I definitely led him into the gutter.
But wait, you
Because-
were behind him, weren't you?
No, I was in front.
Oh, okay.
Or I
Yeah.
actually,
So how could he have led you in?
no, because I thought I was behind him.
Oh,
I thought I was adamant that because the thing was
I'm
right.
tripping right now.
There's this corner where you come through, and if you're a sensible man,
Yeah.
you throw a slide before it.
If you-
You
they're
know,
not sensible.
and every single run we done before it,
Yeah.
we done the sensible thing. You know, you shut off a little bit of speed, you go around the corner, it's all good. Because
Till the camera goes
the
on.
gutter right outside of it, it's the classic Romanian gutter. It's like 2 feet deep V gutter.
Yeah.
You could just like fall through the bottom. And we were all sliding because no one wants to go in that gutter. As
Yeah.
soon as Mitty turns the camera on,
Yeah.
what do we try and do? Try and grip the corner.
Who was filming? Was it Mitty?
It's Mitty, yeah.
Okay.
Mitty, yeah.
Mitty on Linus's camera.
Yep.
For the video, obviously. And
Yeah.
me and Josh just come through this corner and we just like don't slide.
So what
before
was it? Just go from the top. What's the road? What's the length? Top speeds?
So-
how many drifts? What are we talking?
It should have been 2 drifts. The left,
The
at the
right and the left at the bottom.
no, it should have been 3 drifts if you were sensible, or an air
Yeah.
brake at least.
Yeah.
We were going for 2, but the bottom section was where the money was made. Right.
Yeah.
The top section, you wouldn't even think about it. Yeah.
Actually,
remember-
no. After that big lefty, there is that
right.
left, right hairpin.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly,
thing.
at the
And then
bottom.
the left at the bottom, the
Yeah.
hairpin.
True.
So there is.
Well,
a
we
few
didn't make it
speeds.
there, so it didn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
matter.
Yeah, but you did.
He did.
So you.
But I wasn't going.
Let's hear
like that.
your.
He
you got-
knows the run better. We didn't make it past the first corner. We
time-
fucking ended up in the gutter.
Well,
Flipping.
I just
Josh did
free
like
rode,
3
dude.
backflips.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah,
But
were
you
just
actually
free riding
skated
it?
the run. Yeah.
I just free rode. I did a couple extra drifts here and there.
But
Yeah.
were you
Like-
there in the morning or the afternoon?
We're there
Oh, I
about
have
midday.
no idea. Yeah.
Did
we
you
went
do a
to
lot of
lunch.
Oh
skating?
no, we skated 1 run before it, and that's in the end of the summer
actually,
as well.
that's another really.
And me and
cool
Josh have a
road.
doubles run at that too. I don't know. We were just cracked
That
out
one
on
was
doing double
sick.
run.
The
Yeah,
footage of
one
that
was
is
sick.
cool. Right at the end too, you're like super tight
Yeah,
passing and stuff.
yeah. What you don't see is that a tractor comes onto the road
Yeah.
halfway through filming. You don't actually see it in the video, but Josh, I don't think Josh even saw it, dude.
Yeah.
He was just going for it. I'm
Going
like, holy
hard.
fuck, there's a farmer on the road, bro. Through one of the lefties.
Farmers.
But yeah, man, Pavan was just taking us to these crazy roads in the middle of nowhere. And it was just like, okay, this is the top drop. And I was like, where do we slide? He's like, I don't know. No one's ever skated here before.
So you'd only
Figure it
skated
out.
at one place earlier that day.
I
One
think-
spot, yeah, we did one spot.
I don't know if that was before, was it?
Yeah, that was
And then
that was
we
way
went to
first
the
because we didn't
second
skate
one.
for the rest of the
What
day.
was your first run like? Because you're like, let's
On the
let's
first
be
hill or
honest.
the second one?
Haz is the hands down fella. You're the
You
no
were stand
hands
up.
fella.
Yeah,
So how
Well,
was it?
Well, back then I didn't do it all stand up. It was definitely a gnarly
Oh,
hill.
okay, yeah.
Like there was
That
one
first one was
corner that I had to
gnarly
go
as.
hands down. That
Yeah.
toe side that you
Yeah.
crashed on, I did that hands down.
Okay.
But it was really cool. The top of the hill had like a
kind of sweepy.
slow hairpin.
Yeah.
Like before the run, like where everyone pushed off, you could go up a little bit.
Oh
And
yeah,
there's,
like
a
you
super
roll into
tight
the
little-
hairpin.
So that's the clip of me just starting to skate the run.
Yeah, like the
It's like
rolling.
hitting this hairpin, hitting the grass on the inside. But it's super narrow, super steep, like corners, but not corners you'd want to slide.
Yeah, you just kind of like lean
And then
through
it gets
a
to a
little
point
bit.
where you're like, oh fuck, I sort of do need to slide somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's where we didn't.
Yeah, and then it just sort of comes into a bottom section where the corners are a bit more
Well, with that
actual
whole
slide
straight,
corners. But the last straight,
The
it's
whole
like
straight
full mob
into the lefty.
like left hairpin. Yeah.
fuck me, dude. That whole.
I went
straight
into the
that-
wall there.
Yeah,
actually.
you did actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had a tumble as well.
Only like I stopped sliding as I hit the wall.
Okay, yeah.
It was cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stacks you want to have.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really want to have any stacks,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, at the end of one of the videos, I'm not sure if it's I think because Davis has a clip there as well.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's in the video.
And Timmy also has a
clip.
rad.
Timmy has a great run there as well, where he does all the sensible things.
Linus, put the full runs up, mate.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Well,
still
they're in
got
the
it.
endless summer.
And that's
chopped
coming
up
from
a bit.
me, and I don't put runs up.
But yeah, you come
Drop
through
it.
one of the clips at the ending, like it finishes in an uphill,
Yeah.
uphill left hairpin.
And that was where the car that was blocking the road. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see me and Jevy just like in
Oh.
tatters, man. Both
Jevy
in our
had his
undies.
whole back taken off.
Yeah, exactly.
His
Both
back
in
is
your undies.
gone, dude. Both in our undies. Fucking Gem is
there
patching us up.
like,
Oh, was that
Bless her.
was that your run where you ended up and saw them?
It's
No,
either
I think
his,
that was
Timmy's,
Timmy's
or,
run.
or,
Oh,
or Davis's.
Yeah,
I'm not
Because
sure.
whoever
I
that
don't know.
was, oh wait, no, they would have known.
It might have been
that they'd
Davis's
fallen.
actually.
I think.
But
yeah.
imagine like not knowing that they fell and then ending the run to two of the fellas in their undies with their whole bodies
Oh, we
bleeding.
Well, I
we were
think
in a bad way.
everyone
Yes.
crashed on that hill.
Okay, just
Apart
one
from maybe Davis was
Yeah,
the only
Davis
one
was
that
the
didn't
sensible
stack.
one. Yeah.
flex.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
a good hill.
It was some gnarly stuff, man. And honestly, after that day, we didn't skate.
Mm.
I don't think. Did we skate after that
No,
day?
we just hung out at the house. And
'cause I-
So
swam.
Romania, it's funny when I was in Romania in one of the cities, they had advertisements everywhere for Pepsi Twist. Bro, Pepsi, it's Pepsi with lemon in it.
Yeah,
Bro, we
right.
had that in Australia 20 something years ago. I remember being like 4 and seeing it.
Bro, they still had the hammer and sickle on the buildings in Romania.
Bro.
They're living in the Soviet Union.
It's
with some of
such
this.
a-
It's crazy.
It's like
Some
such
of that
a.
stuff.
I don't know if
mad.
I would recommend. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, you go there, it's so good. I'm not going to say, don't go there,
I would.
it's so bad.
I recommend it.
No, it's just like it's just like so weirdly amazing.
Bro, did you hear about like,
It's
the
an
building tax thing?
experience. The what?
Like the building tax thing?
What's that?
So we would run in through like the town where Vulcan and Straja are. We had like a nice Airbnb.
What was the town name?
Lupeni.
Lupeni.
Lupeni. So Lupeni was one of the towns, and I think Vulcan had its own town. And we were staying about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
In another town where we managed to rent out this like whole 3-story house, with like a pool and everything. Because we were like so many people
There was
on
a
that tour. Remember-
beehive there
Huh?
and everything. Wasn't there a beehive there?
Yeah, they had the whole stuff, man. They had like a full like Argentine like barbecue at the back, and
Yeah.
it was clutch, bro.
You were staying there as well, Jeb?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had like 20 of us, so we're like, fuck it, might as well go in. Like,
Yeah.
people sleep on the floor, no worries.
Yeah.
And fuck, where am I going with this? I
Oh,
forgot where
I
we're
don't
going with this. Oh no, the building tax thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you drive through these towns and you'll be looking at like all these like derelict-looking buildings, and they wouldn't have roofs on them and stuff. And you're like, are these buildings abandoned?
Yeah.
But then you see cars in the car park and people in the buildings. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? And we asked Parvan, like, Parvan, what's on? Like, why are there no roofs on these buildings? It's like, so if you complete the building,
Mm.
you have to pay more tax on it. But if you
No.
if the building's not completed, then you don't pay like I don't know what it is, like a
Yeah,
completed building, like a
Bro, what?
yeah. So they're all
So
the
they just don't put a roof on.
yeah. So these factories, right? These steel mills, like massive plants with no roof on it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's still under construction, so they don't have
That
to pay
makes a
tax.
lot of sense.
It's so
'cause
crazy.
Driving through Romania, I'm thinking, bro, what is
what
going on?
the fuck is going on here? Yeah, exactly.
Were you there when we went to the abandoned? Like there was this big abandoned factory. And we're
Yeah,
like,
so
"Oh, let's go
these are the
look
factories.
around."
They're not abandoned.
But we went in there.
You remember we went to the abandoned they're not abandoned, bro.
Some
Yeah.
dude came out
Yeah.
and he literally had like a submachine gun.
Yeah, that's
like
when
a
you went with
little-
Bassi, right? And you try to climb the fucking ladders.
Well, I know Midi was there. I can't remember.
Yeah, bro, these boys
exactly.
fully rolling up on a
And-
functioning factory thinking they're abandoned.
He pulls out this machine gun, speaking Romanian, like real angry, like get out of here. Like we just left, and he followed us all the way to our car.
Mm.
And we just boosted. He was sitting there like watching us leave.
Why is it a
But man,
how
it
does this
looked-
happen?
That factory was definitely not operating. There's vines growing. There's holes.
But this is what I was
everywhere,
saying,
like,
bro. Apparently they are operating. That's the
there's
crazy
something
thing.
sketch going on.
Yeah.
Bro, mental.
Yeah.
And
Romania, man.
And how long were you in that house, that place for, that spot?
Like over a week.
Yeah.
We had it for the whole of Vulcan.
was
So
like
after
2 weeks.
after the Straja house,
Yeah.
we moved there for Vulcan.
Love that. And that's probably exactly where we'll be going when we go back next.
Yes, sir. Unless Pierce has booked it.
And
Watching
it was
you, mate.
very cheap.
Yeah.
Really cheap.
That's the other thing.
All of Romania was cheap, man. I remember going to dinner and spent like $4 Australian.
Mm.
And you're
Eating good.
I'm
Boy.
pretty sure
Yeah.
this Airbnb it was something ridiculous, like Australian.
Don't tell them how
Split
much because then they'll
between-
raise the price on us.
Yeah, split between like 14 people.
'Cause you know they're
there.
watching.
It's
Mm.
like nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, that is a nice thing about
wicked.
the further east you go, the less money.
So when we next year, probably when we do go back to Europe, you reckon you're going to hit those roads, those open roads you were skating?
If we can find them again, I'd be very keen.
Yeah.
I couldn't find them again.
Couldn't find them.
We'd
I have to
get-
talk to Pavan.
Mm.
Did you skate Transalpina?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. Did you? No.
No one has.
Who? There was so many people that went that day. Alex Charleston went with Zach and all them. Ian went. I went on my own.
So
solo
they
trip.
went
Yeah.
while we were at this
Oh.
crazy river resort, you know,
Right.
crashing into
Oh.
gutters. They were all in Transalpina.
Yeah.
He also
So-
took us to some hot springs. Pavan did. They were like,
True.
there was like this spa. Like
Shout
some
out to
natural-
Pavan.
Dude, this guy hooked it up so hard. We love
Is
you,
it- is
Pavan.
Pavan-
That was
so
like a
much.
whole
Is
day trip.
Pavan part of Transylvania Downhill?
He was.
Okay.
And
He's
I
like
think
a snowboard fella.
Right.
Yeah, he
Right.
does a lot of stuff at Straja.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he's involved in like the
Man,
organization anymore.
these people are so
But he organised Straja in
important.
2017.
okay.
So yeah, shout out Pavan.
Straja isn't. We need to go back to
Jakobita.
Straja for sure.
Multimesk.
Multimesk. Yes, I don't have a drink, but Multimesk. We need to go back there. Let's try hit it next year, and try and find that spot. Try
Yeah,
find
we'll go
new
back.
spots
There's
because
plenty of spots, man.
when there's roads like Straja, Vulcan, and then you don't see. You need to be with a filmer. That's why everyone needs to travel with a filmer to capture those places that you went to, like those open roads you were skating. If that's anything like what else could be out there, it's got to be a
There'd
awesome
have
place.
to be more, hey.
Oh man, 100%. There'd be even Transalpina. Like next time we go to Straja, let's Straja, Vulcan, Transalpina for a few days because I've heard you need a few days there because it's that good, and we'll go looking for other hills like that.
I reckon.
Yeah, and
Really
there's
good.
and before we wrap it up, there's like I want to go there and film because Linus just made it look beautiful.
It's so good, eh?
But there's lots of crews over in Europe right now that are doing like big trips, like Les Magicians.
The boys.
And all them, maybe they could do a trip out to Romania and show
Yeah,
people
Quantum.
get
Quantum,
some,
let's go.
Quantum, yeah,
Quantum Romania, let's go.
get some eyes on the Romanian goodness that's out there. It would be good to see. But until then, we'll just be sitting here waiting, dying to go back.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and it's like Eastern Europe. There's a bit going on there, so sending love to all our Eastern Europe downhill family, and hope everyone's staying safe.
Yep, stay safe,
Can't
homies.
wait to
Look
get
after
back
each
there.
other.
But there's Jeb, seeing as that was your first time in Europe, it was my first time in Europe too. We'll have more podcasts where we can tell stories because I know I was at K&K with you. You were ripping. You were at
True.
Kozakov
Yeah.
ripping. Did you skate
Vidicchio.
Vidicchio?
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's plenty more stories to tell. So hopefully we can G him up to jump back on.
Yeah, if he wants
Yeah,
to.
I think there is some pretty
Yeah.
funny stories. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely some good ones, mate.
But nah, it's been a pleasure having you on, Jeb.
Awesome. Cheers,
Legend,
bro.
bruh. As always. Thanks to all the people that are watching the Get That Skate podcast who tune in. I want it to be more consistent. I think I'm going to start doing podcasts by myself just
I
to
reckon
fill
you
in
should.
the gaps.
I reckon you could do it.
Yeah,
man.
but I just need more people coming on. So if you're ever in the Sydney area, Central Coast area, near or far, jump on the podcast. Haz is always keen. Hopefully you can get down more, Jeb. But yeah, everyone who watches it, thanks for watching it. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Didn't even mention it, or mention the tradie shirts, but recently released some new Get That stuff.
These are sold out. You missed them.
Sold
I
out.
think there's still some of these.
Very slim. The Duddy shirt, very slim. I'm going to quickly show the camera. Skate graphic. Very limited. Once they're gone, they're
So
gone.
fresh.
They
So
might only
fresh.
come back if someone gets a tatted on them, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for jumping on, boys. It's been a ripper.
Cheers,
No
bro.
worries.
We
mate.
should go skate.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Car park.